Hey everyone, I'm Jeff Bowders.
I'm Sammy J. Watson.
And we are excited to be part of the Sabian Education Network. Our goal here today is to give other fellow educators that may have students that have aspirations to study music at the collegiate level some pointers that we found effective in our individual practices.
Tip number 1, get your students to start practicing and playing with a metronome. Many music colleges require the students to be able to play with a click. I see students come in to the collegiate level I teach at constantly not prepared to play in time with metronomes or with backing tracks and loops. Also, when going into the recording studio, many and most engineers prefer the drummer to be able to play with a metronome. This makes their life much easier when going back and editing, which also ends up saving you money. Get them on that as soon as possible so they can build that foundation of the internal clock. Metronome, play with it. It's a good thing.
Awesome. Another thing that's overlooked quite a bit is the ability to read effectively, to sight read, to be able to read notation, read charts. That skill is going to be imperative when you get to the collegiate level because colleges are built on exercises and studies that require you to read. They're going to give you sheets of exercises and charts that you need to be able to understand and read right away.
A lot of times, if you can't read, you're playing catch up for the first, months of your education.
And you already want to have that skill really developed so that you can glean from all the information that the college wants to provide.
Tip number 3, have your students start learning multiple styles. Everything from jazz to Latin to funk, metal, reggae, whatever. Most colleges are going to challenge the students to be able to play these styles. So get them prepared ahead of time. Studying musical styles will not only help you in preparation for the musical college you might go to, but it also will develop your four-way coordination and independence.
Yeah. And one thing that kind of piggybacks off that is also a lot of students get so caught up in just the coordination or the technical aspect of being able to play, they tend to forget what sound they're actually producing from the instrument. Allowing the students to be able to get to a place where they can hear themselves as an audience member is huge because that's ultimately what they're going to be, how they're going to be perceived. Being able to record and being able to listen back to that recording and be with them and kind of point out certain tendencies in their playing that they may be overlooking is a great benefit to really getting them to open their minds up to listen. Is it consistent? Is it inconsistent? All these things that they really need to be aware of because ultimately that's the most important thing is what sound they're producing. What is the audience listening to? And sometimes that's forgotten. And so we want to be able to remind them that is a very important aspect of playing the drums. So those are just a few tips. There's tons of others, that we could think of, but those will hopefully get you started and get you and your students thinking about. So, to wrap it up,
yes, metronome, reading, styles, your sound.
Boom, there it is. I'm Jeff Bowders.
I'm Sammy J. Watson.
See you at the next Sabian event.
Yeah.
Which always rocks.
Yes.
Boom! Look at that.
All right.
Asta.
Thanks, guys.